Hi, our team is made up of Avani, Tiffany, Florence, Sneha, and Chloe. We are competing in the secondary track, and the challenge we are addressing is Challenge Statement 3. We chose Challenge Statement 3 because we strongly believe in the need for water availability even in rural areas where access to water is considered difficult for locals. Our project consists of our analysis on the reasons why hand pumps break down easily, an infographic to guide locals how to repair hand pumps, long-term risks to groundwater supply, and lastly, our solution.
We started off by analyzing the potential hand pump failure modes. We narrowed them down to 6 main potential failures: lubrication, pipe blockage, improper usage, wear and tear, design flaws, and environmental flaws. Firstly, lubrication. Lubricants help reduce friction in between metal parts in the pump. Thus, when a hand pump is not well lubricated, it may overheat due to friction and spoil. However, too much lubrication retains heat inside the bearing and may also cause oil leakage. Secondly, pipe blockage. Due to natural disasters such as earthquakes, dirt or debris can fall into the pipes. This can contaminate the water supply and make it unsafe for consumption, or the debris may misalign the pipes, causing low flow to the hand pumps. Thirdly, improper usage of hand pumps. For example, excessive pumping.
The fourth potential failure is wear and tear. Any machine or equipment is prone to wear and tear over time, and this includes the hand pumps. The effectiveness of the hand pumps will be greatly reduced over time when parts of the hand pumps get worn and loose and make it harder for water to be drawn. Furthermore, the pipes used for the hand pumps can also become rusty over time, which might contaminate the water and make it unsafe for drinking. The fifth potential failure could also be due to design flaws. There are many determining factors such as optimal pressure and position of the hand pumps, which differ across the many models. This can cause many problems, i.e., some hand pumps can only be operated when placed vertically, which make it difficult for them to function properly on uneven ground. Design flaws of certain models that may make some hand pumps not adaptable to different conditions may affect the efficiency of hand pumps. Lastly, the environmental factors caused by the use of hand pumps. As water is pumped for irrigation, drinking and industrial users, the water doesn't immediately seep back into the ground to be pumped again. Instead, it evaporates into the atmosphere or empties into the world's oceans. This contributes to rising sea levels, ultimately undoing the work of them.
Due to the lack of knowledge on how to repair hand pumps, we have created an infographic to raise awareness and guide the locals in rural areas in ways to maintain and repair the hand pumps so they will not break down easily. The first step is to grease the chain every 2 weeks. The grease acts as a lubricant so that the hand pump can work smoothly and break down less often and not get spoiled due to friction. The second step is to check the fitting of the handle every morning before opening the pump. This helps to prevent people from using the handle by force when it actually does not fit and then spoil the hand pump unintentionally. The third step is to open and close the pump. It is to ensure that the water pump is closed properly to prevent dust and debris from entering. Next, why do we need to clean the pump? It is to prevent water from being contaminated when it is in the pump. Lastly, the users must also clean their hands before using as to prevent their dirty hands from contaminating the water and affecting the quality of it.
Next up are some of the long-term risks of groundwater supply. The key points are the contamination of groundwater, dispute over rights to groundwater supply, and groundwater pollution.
The contamination of groundwater. Groundwater can be contaminated by storage tanks that can leak gasoline, oil, or chemicals. Septic systems, which normally drain away human waste at a safe and moderate pace, can contaminate groundwater if improperly designed or located. Application of pesticides and fertilizers to the land, waste from animals, landfills, and mining operations will contaminate groundwater if it seeps in. Drinking contaminated water can have serious health effects. Diseases such as hepatitis and dysentery may be caused by contamination from septic tank waste. Wildlife can also be harmed by the tarnished groundwater. The consumption of such water can lead to the well-known disease called Blackfoot that has afflicted many. Secondly, groundwater scarcity. Depletion of the groundwater level is defined as long-term water level declination caused by sustained groundwater pumping over time. Groundwater depletion leads to drying of wells, reduced surface water flow, subsidence, and deterioration of water quality. Aquifer overdraft is also a primary cause of water scarcity. Overdraft is defined as pumping of water from an aquifer in excess of the supply flowing into the basin. If continued, this results in depletion of groundwater that can irreversibly harm the environment. Lastly, the presence of groundwater pollution. Seawater intrusion is found to be one of the most pertinent problems associated with pumping and water quality. Large portions of coastal aquifers are unusable because of seawater intrusion, and this is especially prominent in coastal areas where the population growth is high. Seawater intrusion pollutes water that humans consume, thus leading to aesthetic and health issues. The excess quantity of salt in drinking water is an aesthetic concern because salty tasting water is unpalatable for most people. Health is also at risk as human consumption of subsurface water containing high concentration of sodium ions contributes to heart diseases or even high blood pressure.
Do you know that approximately 1 million wild hemp palms are installed across Africa, with an estimated of 1 in 5 people relying on them as their main way to get drinking water? Furthermore, it is estimated that up to 1/3 of these palms are out of service at any given time. Our solution. Firstly, we can raise awareness to the local community through deploying volunteers from AmeriCares. AmeriCare volunteers and ambassadors can go from village to village to educate the villagers on how to properly use ground palms to ensure maximum efficiency and prevent spoilage. We can also organize sessions where ambassadors and volunteers can teach villagers how to do simple maintenance and repair, so the ground palms can last longer. Secondly, we can increase the number of sources that villagers can seek help from. This includes the hotlines villagers can call and also an app which has two components. One is an AR function to help locals with repairing hand pumps in actual situations for those that have access to a handphone and internet, and two, hotlines they can call for help when hand pumps break down.
Thirdly, we can educate locals on being self-sufficient. Villagers should learn and practice self-sufficiency when they need to, and not heavily depend on other resources to help them. They should cherish their own natural resources, especially water, and use it wisely and sparingly, in order to have enough to use and also to save. For example, one can collect rainwater instead of using hand pumps by constructing their own water catchment system, like placing containers in the open when it rains, or filtering and distilling water collected from the local sources themselves, such as rainwater or water from river streams, using filtering devices like rocks, pebbles, toilet paper, etc. Fourthly, a system to check groundwater supply. When the supply of groundwater is very low and the villagers are unaware of this, they may overuse the pumps and break them. A reliable system would prevent the pumps from being used when there is limited water available, and this would reduce the chance of the pumps breaking, as well as more water being saved.
Here are some references we used. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you for your time. Here are some references we used. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you for your time.